Hi, it's Chrissy from the Hickory Corner Branch Library, and today I'm going to show you how to make a chemical indicator. So what's an indicator? An indicator is something that changes in another solution. So in this case, we're going to be using red cabbage, and it's going to change to detect the pH of another solution. So it's going to see whether it's acidic or it's more alkaline, more basic. So we're going to start with this red cabbage because, well, quite honestly, I'm a bit of a bag lady. I'm constantly bringing stuff to the library for experiments and activities. And as I was cleaning out my many bags and bins, I found this red cabbage, which kind of sounds surprising, I guess, maybe to some people, that I would just have this in a random bag sitting somewhere in my car or the garage or something. But it's actually not that surprising when you consider that this is what I found right next to it, so a taxidermy alligator head. If you know me at all, that sounds exactly like something that would happen to me, or that you would expect from me. But anyway, so we're going to use this red cabbage to make an indicator. So to do that, we're just going to peel off some of the layers of the cabbage. We're just going to get some leaves here and peel them off, maybe like 4 leaves or so, and just peel them all off. You can see it's this purple color. Even though we call it a red cabbage, it's really more purple in color, and that's due to the anthocyanins that are in it that give it that color, and that's what's going to help us detect the acidity or the alkaline of other substances. So I'm going to pull all of this off, and now I'm going to get out my blender. So you could actually just cook this in a pot of boiling water, and just cut it up, do whatever. If you're actually going to cook it, you could just cook it, boil it, and then use that juice. But then your whole house smells like cabbage, and I really kind of want to avoid that. So I'm just going to use the blender method instead. So I'm going to get my blender out here, and I'm going to put the leaves down in there. I'll shred them up a little bit. I'll rip them up a little. And I'm also going to be adding some water to help blend them up and really kind of mix them up in there. Okay. So now I got my leaves. I'm going to add some water. I'm just kind of covering them up some in there. And we're going to turn this on. Let it go. A very pretty purple color. That seems good because I'm going to get out any bigger chunks when I pour it through some kind of strainer, which I actually need to grab. Let me grab a strainer. So here we go. I'm going to use this to pour this out. Let me get something to pour it into. Geez, you would have thought I would have planned better and I actually had all this ready, but again, if you know me, this is how things work. Now we have a bowl. Let's pour this out. I got all this chunky stuff out here, and now I have the liquid down in there, and it's a nice purple color. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to be pouring this purple color here. I'll pour it into a cup so you can see it a little bit better. So this is our indicator. And now we're going to be adding it to other solutions. So I have a bunch of different things here. I have vinegar, lemon juice, some lemon lime soda, egg whites, water, soap and water, just all sorts of things that we're going to try to mix it with and see what happens. So let's start with a basic here. Let's see. We'll start with the vinegar. So we have the vinegar here, and it looks like just water, but it is vinegar, and I'll show you the difference in just a minute. So let's add our vinegar, or let's add our red cabbage indicator to our vinegar and see what happens. So it goes a nice reddish pink color there. So we got a nice red. So that means it's detecting an acid. So it's detecting the pH in there, which could be from 0 to 14. And the more towards red it goes, the more acidic it is. And the more towards blue or green it goes, the less acidic, or the more of a basic or alkaline substance it is. So now let's try another one. So I said that's the vinegar. Let's try the water. And while I'm at this, I'm gonna wash my hands because you see I have all this purple from the red cabbage. Let's wash my hands. Ooh, I already see something interesting happening over here where I'm washing my hands, where I just made that red cabbage indicator. And let me actually show that to you before we go to just the water. Let me show you some soap and water mixture and what's gonna happen. So this is just some soap and water. And now let's add the red cabbage. We got this dark blue color. So we went to a blue there. And actually what I saw happening in the blender was this light blue because it didn't have nearly as much cabbage in it. It just had the residual stuff from when I made it. So this is definitely more basic. It went to the blue versus the red we have here, or the pink. So let's see now with just some water what's going to happen. So just my regular tap water, and I'm going to add the purple, and we have a purple. So we know that the water is a neutral. So this would be in the middle. This would be about a 7 on the scale of 0 to 14. So now let's try some other substances. Now that we know that this is acidic, this is neutral, and this is basic, let's see what else we have. Let's try our lemon juice. So let's think about this. Where do we think it's gonna go? Do we think it's gonna go more pink or it's gonna go more blue? Let's see. Oops, wrong substance. Okay, here we go. Let's pour it in. We're definitely going pink. We're going acidic with this one. So if you've ever sucked on a lemon, you know it's very, very acidic. It's sour. So that's why it went pink. How about some baking soda and water? I'm going to stir it up a little. This is baking soda and water here. And let's see what happens with this one. We're going blue here. So we have a blue. So this is going more basic again. So this is more basic. How about let's try some soda. This is lemon lime soda. We'll pour that in. And in case you're wondering, it's diet soda. So let's see if that makes any difference here. We're going to pour in our purple. We're going a bright pink color there. So this still is acidic with that lemon lime in it. How about, here's a tricky one. Bleach. Bleach is very tricky. We're gonna pour it in and see what happens. So it first looks like it's going dark. It looks a little purple. It actually now looks a little bit brown. And it actually is disappearing in here because it's gonna go to a yellow. It's definitely gonna be more of a basic, more alkaline substance. So it's actually gonna go to a yellow and kind of just disappear and you won't even see it in there. But let's try some other things. I'm gonna leave that sitting there. So how about we have some egg whites here? And I just have the mixed egg whites already separated. So I'm gonna give those a try. So we have some egg whites. And let's take our purple red cabbage solution and pour that in. And we went a little bit green, and now we're going more blue depending on how much I add in there. So again, this is definitely a more alkaline substance. This is definitely more of a basic substance. So how about You may have heard before, you may have had like alkaline water. So this is alkaline water. So it's supposed to have, be a higher pH than just the regular water, which we know was a neutral that just turned purple. So let's give this a try. Pour that in there and let's try our purple and see. I've never done this one before, so we'll see what happens. Oh, it definitely is more alkaline. We definitely are more blue in that one. So there is a difference. Actually, let me add more water. So we're even here. We'll add a little bit more. Yep, there definitely is a difference between the alkaline water and the regular water. We can definitely see a difference in that. How about, ooh, let's see what happens. This is what I love about science. It's always, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Let's just try something out. Let's see what happens when I take the vinegar. Yep, that's the vinegar. And I take the, let's see, where is our baking soda and water? Baking soda and water, here we go. So that's not right. Here we go, here it is. I've got too many mixtures now going on. So let's give this a try and see what happens. I'm gonna stir it up again. And just to be on the safe side, I should probably get another container. I'm gonna grab another tray for this. Okay. So my vinegar, my baking soda and water. So now I've just created a reaction here. I've made some carbon dioxide. You can see the bubbles that are forming, but I've also gone a purple color. So I'm actually making this neutralize now between the acid and the base. I have a neutral here, just like the water we started with. It's now purple. Let's move that out of the way. Now this is all well and good. You're making different chemical reactions, but what can we do with this? We're gonna make some secret messages. So I wrote out a secret message in baking soda and water, and I just made a consistency like this, like a little paste, and I wrote with a Q-tip to make my message, and here is my message here. And now I'm going to use, let me dump this tray, I'm gonna use an indicator to detect it. Now you may not have red cabbage at home, and you may not want to deal with any red cabbage, so I'm going to use some cranberry juice. So we can use cranberry juice too. I'm just going to pour it on here. You could paint with the cranberry juice and just put it in a cup and use a paintbrush. I'm just going to dip my message down in here. So I'm going to dip my message and then lift it up and let it drip off there a little bit so we can see what it's saying. Oh, it's coming out. It's coming out. It's turning a little bit green. Let me see if I can get a little more. So cranberry juice is also an indicator because of the anthocyanins in that. However, cranberry juice is very acidic, so it's not going to detect other acids as well. So this one is starting to come through a little bit. Can you see? It says, I miss you. And as this dries, it will become even more prominent that I miss you on there. And that is a secret message to all of my friends from the library who I haven't seen in so long, and I really, really do miss you. Although I have to say it's not that secret of a message, because if you talk to me for like anything longer than 2 minutes, you will hear how much I miss the library, because I really miss the library. But I miss you. So this is something you can do at home, and if you are like a real serious scientist that you're like, I want to get all involved in this, you can also use urine, pee, for a secret message. So you can actually use urine, which has historical fact here that has been used during history, during, let's say, World War II in concentration camps, when we get messages out, spies have used it, and it's actually where we get the saying, read between the lines, because if you were writing a letter, what you could then do is you could secretly write in urine, and then when it's heated later, it would actually, the message would appear because of the acidic combination between the paper and our urine or our pee. It would actually change color then when it's heated, and it would the message would be revealed before the paper burned. So that's where we get read between the lines. Let me dump this. So you can have fun at home making your own secret messages with baking soda and water, cranberry juice, red cabbage juice, or if you want to go all in, go ahead, use your pea. I'm down with it. You don't live in my house, so whatever you want to do at your house. But anyway, I hope you had lots of fun and discovered all sorts of fun things here that we can do with indicators and what we can learn through chemistry. Have a great day.